Let's talk about mental diets. The premise of mental diets is based on what you feed your mind, what you feed your feelings, what you feed your words. If you want to experience any change in your life, any change, big or small, the first activity, plan, principle, target, objective, course of action you ought to take is to engage in the mind. The change has to begin in the mind. You, yourself, that person that you are today at this very moment, you are the outpicturing of your imaginal assumptions. What does that mean? That means whatever you think and feel within, you attract without. Whatever you affirm, you awaken. For every thought, there's a manifestation. For every word, there's a confirmation. And for every feeling, there's a demonstration. Here's what I'm leading up to. Whatever follows I am, you become. Now, that does not mean to say that you're literally saying I am this or I am that on a daily basis. When I was struggling and broke, I wasn't telling myself, oh, I am broke. I wasn't repeating those words to myself. However, while I wasn't saying those words to myself, I sure felt that way. I felt broke. I felt broke and busted. I felt like things weren't working out in my life the way I planned, the way I wanted it to. So while I did not make an affirmation in words saying, hey, I'm broken, I'm struggling, while I didn't repeat those words, because I felt that way and feeling gets the blessing, feeling captures what you believe, that entire mindset, that diet of feeling broke became my reality. So whatever you feel, if you feel a certain way, you're declaring your I amness. If you feel broke, you're feeding every aspect, every facet of your reality that you are broke. And guess what's going to materialize in your reality? Lack, insufficiency. And you will start attracting the effects, the outcome, the results that will become a self-fulfilling prophecy, reinforcing what you've been feeding your mind. When did things change? Everything in my life changed as soon as I stopped feeding my mind thoughts of poverty, thoughts of lack, feelings of lack, beliefs of lack. I stopped having negative conversation about money. I stopped talking about my bills as though Bill was a person that lived with me and took advantage of me. I invited Bill into my home. I re-invited Bill into my home and introduced him. I said, listen, Bill, you're my friend. We're buddies. And you're here to serve my needs. I'm not here to serve you. Once I started revising my mental diet and revising what I was feeding myself, and I started changing my tune to I am divinely favored. Only right action takes place in my life. Every day, in every way, I'm becoming more and more financially prosperous. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. Once I started feeding my mind those affirmations, reality unfolded in a spectacular way. I went from living on minimum substance to living and enjoying a smorgasbord of all sorts of delectables, all sorts of pleasurable, tasty, palatable items. As I fed my mind what I desired, guess what happened? The results in my life began to transmute into my definite chief aim, dreams, and ambitions. Neville said, the world is a magic circle of infinite possible mental transformations, for there are an infinite number of mental conversations. When man discovers the creative power of inner talking, he will realize his function and his mission in life. Then he can act to a purpose. Without such knowledge, he acts unconsciously. Neville continues, everything is a manifestation of the mental conversations which go on in us without our being aware of them. But as civilized beings, we must become aware of them, those inner conversations, and act with purpose. Lastly, Neville said, A man's mental conversations attract his life. As long as there is no change in his inner talking, the personal history of the man remains the same. To attempt to change the world before we change our inner talking is to struggle against the very nature of things. So the formula, the plan, the course of action to take is to change your mental diet, is to feed the mind only on what will grow. Starve anything else from your mind and feed only what will grow. I had a friend when we were in college. She was a biology major and she struggled in most of her courses. Can barely pass a test, barely pass an exam, and she couldn't figure out what was happening. She was being tutored by the students she considered smarter than her. Instructors were tutoring her, and those who were not interested in tutoring her told her to drop out of the program because she wasn't fit, she wasn't qualified, and she would never pass, she would never do well. And she fed her mind on a diet of, I'm not smart, I'm not capable, I came from an impoverished home, English is my second language, I'm just born to struggle. And as she fed her mind these things, guess what it manifested into? It manifested into anxiety, worry, stress, and all of those things came together and prevented her from doing well scholastically. Then one day it dawned on her. She looked around at the other students, her friends, and everyone else she was in school with, and she said, listen, I'm not competing with anybody. I don't have to be like these individuals who came from good homes, who have their tuition paid for. She was paying out-of-state tuition. She was paying double because she was from out of state. She didn't have any scholarships. She had a huge financial burden called student loans. And this was a private school, and there were students who felt they were better than others. And my friend believed that these students were better than her. Until one day dawned on her, wait a minute. No one is better than me. I'm not inferior. I am smart. I am capable. I have successfully matriculated from this biology program. Although I'm 2 years out, I have my degree. She started feeding her mind positive things. I am smart. I am capable. I'm knowledgeable. I understand the lessons my instructors teach me. I understand the material the first time. I am going to help myself. I am going to come to my own rescue. I am going to read. I am going to understand. I am going to put in the time. I'm going to put in the effort. I am capable. I am smart. I am intelligent. I understand what I read. I understand what I study. I know how to apply knowledge. I am filled with wisdom. Once she started feeding her mind these positive ideas, once she changed her mental diet and started feeding her mind these positive ideas, all of a sudden, it's as if she had a new set of eyes. Problems no longer look like problems. All she saw was solutions. She saw the answers while she was reading the questions on the test. She saw everything ahead of time. She successfully completed the requirements for her degree, and she was awarded her degree simply because she changed her mental diet. And now today, my friend is a successful professional. She's on her way to becoming a millionaire. Her and her husband bring home really good salary. They have a beautiful daughter, who is my goddaughter, and they're well taken care of. All of this happened because she changed her mental diet. And by changing her mental diet early on, it impacted the trajectory of the rest of her life. It led her to financial accomplishment, financial success, and she's doing better than she has ever imagined. In fact, she's doing as well as she imagined because she imagined herself in a state of completion, in a state of perfection, in every facet of her life. Wherever you are in life, remember you can change the conditions of your life because you are the cause of the phenomena of life. Every good and perfect gift lives in your imagination, in your own wonderful human imagination. Whatever you do, remember, whatever follows I am, you become. Peace. Take care.